First of all, let me say that I really wish I would show up better on camera, but just wash my face, water splatters. There's that. Hey, I'm Tracy Pinnock, the Better Coach, and welcome to my YouTube channel, where I help women move from feeling bitter to better after breakups, date better the next time around, and generally protect their peace in spite of all of life's ups and downs. I'm glad you're here, and let's get into it. This video is about heartbreak during the holidays, and I have a different setup than usual because this was the easiest way for me to get back into making my weekly videos. I enjoy making them, but they are work, and so I'm trying to remove as many roadblocks to getting them done as possible. And this particular topic is very time sensitive because we are approaching Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year's, and I already missed Thanksgiving. So here we are, dealing with heartbreak during the holidays. So the holidays can be very triggering when going through a breakup, just as any anniversary, birthday, milestone date can be. So really a lot of the things I'm talking about here can apply to, your birthday or your ex's birthday or you guys' anniversary or any of these key dates in your relationship history. But what I want to talk about is how to best cope with and pretty much soothe yourself through the holidays when going through a breakup. Let's start with the contact and communication conversation. Do I or don't I reach out to my ex? Do I send a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's text? Do I, post something or respond to something on their social media? So my general rule about communication with exes, and you could see any past videos, is that you don't, unless you have children together or legally binding ties together where you need to work out some legal stuff, and until that is resolved, you might need to communicate. Other than that, there's no need to actually stay in contact with your ex, and quite frankly, it makes the healing and breakup process harder most times. So it can be kind of emotionally dangerous. But when it comes to the holidays, this tends to be a time where we're more likely to consider reaching out just to say, again, Merry Christmas or something like that. So I think it's helpful for you to really assess the circumstances of your particular breakup situation to determine if it is a good idea for you to reach out to your ex during the holidays. So I think of it as like thinking of a couple of categories in terms of the likely response that you would get from your ex if you reached out to them. All right. So I'm going to be looking at some notes, but I have pretty much 5 options here, meaning if you were to text your ex, Merry Christmas, you would want to ask yourself, based on what our conversations have been, based on what my ex has told me or not told me, based on how they've responded to past attempts at communication, based on whether we've communicated at all since our breakup, you would want to determine the likely response you would get from that ex. So there's the no response / possibly you're blocked. So you send Merry Christmas and you hear absolutely nothing. You would ask yourself, is that a likely response from this person? The next one would be like the bland response. Maybe you said Merry Christmas with a bunch of emojis and they just respond Merry Christmas. The next would be them reciprocating your energy. So maybe you say Merry Christmas, bunch of emojis, and they respond back Merry Christmas, bunch of emojis. Or the other response might be you text Merry Christmas, they respond Merry Christmas, and they follow up with some sort of question. What did Santa get you this year? So they're engaging in a little bit more conversation. And that could be just for politeness, or it could be because they want further conversation. And then the last option is the person who responds aggressively, where you say Merry Christmas and they're like, leave me alone, I told you I didn't want to talk to you, etc., etc. What you want to do is think about the circumstances of your situation and determine which of these type of responses you would be most likely to receive from your ex, and then make your decision from there. If you're going to not get a response at all, or if you're going to get some sort of aggressive response, it's probably not going to make you feel very good if you reach out and these are the ways that they respond. So probably not a good idea for you to bother. If you're likely to get a bland response to your enthusiastic text, you would want to ask yourself how that would likely make you feel. If it would likely make you feel bad, then don't do it. If you think you're likely to get a response that is, an enthusiastic Merry Christmas or even a question, a follow-up question, then maybe you would feel better about that. But what you would also want to think about is what that does for you emotionally. Does it leave you feeling led on or having false hope in the situation? These are things you want to consider. So that's just kind of a basic assessment to do for yourself to determine if it's worth reaching out to wish them a happy new year, a Merry Christmas, or any of that. Rather than reaching out to your ex during the holidays, your time and energy is better spent really doing the things you enjoy and being with the people who you enjoy, the people and the things that make you feel good. So being with friends or family, or doing things that just help you feel good, particularly if they're holiday related. But what this also brings up are the ideas of like holiday traditions and traditions that you may have had with your ex, so they're now clouded in, despair or gloom or whatever you're feeling, grief. So one thing that I think is very helpful to do with these types of situations is to start forming new memories around things that you enjoyed. So what I mean is, if you and your ex participated in things in the past that you enjoyed, such as maybe you liked to go see Christmas lights, you drive around the neighborhood. If that event in of itself is something you actually enjoy and you weren't doing it only because your ex really liked it, then if it's an event that you actually enjoy, then you want to hold on to that and you want to keep that for yourself. Because what you don't want to do is do yourself the disservice of sucking joy from your life post breakup because of its association with your ex. So if you truly like going to look at the Christmas lights around the neighborhood, then keep that tradition, but maybe do it with someone else or do it on your own if you feel like being alone in doing it. But the idea is that you start to form new memories around an event or tradition that you truly enjoy. Now, if a tradition had been one that you only really engaged in because your ex really liked it, it was fun to do it with them, but it's not really your thing, then it's not something that you need to try to hold on to because the event itself is not really your jam. But what I'm getting at is, do not start cutting yourself off from joyful experiences because of their association with your ex. Instead, say, hey, I really like going to see Christmas lights, or I really like going to this holiday event, and it's something that I would like to keep doing. Then instead start to be very deliberate about bringing people into that experience who you enjoy spending time with, so you can start forming new memories around something you truly enjoy. Also, it can be really helpful to start forming new traditions, to find new things to start doing around the holidays. Something you've never tried before, or something you've wanted to try, or something you've tried in the past but never did again. But just starting to form new traditions and rituals or experiences around the holiday time. And then there's the age-old gifting yourself. Never underestimate the power of getting yourself something nice or doing some fun activity or event for yourself because you want it. And as nice as it would be to have a partner who's gifting you that thing, if it's something you actually want, give it to yourself. Start getting into that habit, because it's not a bad habit to have in life in general. It's an act of kindness to yourself that is good to have even when you're in a relationship. So start getting used to it now. And then there's the age-old social media reprieve. Back off social media during the holidays if you need to. If seeing, happy couples or seeing stuff posted by your ex or your ex's people, their friends, family, whomever, if that doesn't feel good, stay off. Which is my general rule anyway for a breakup, which is unfollow your ex and their people on social media. Don't keep putting yourself in these triggering situations. But definitely during the holidays, stop that. You're just bringing torture to yourself. So take a reprieve. Even if you tell yourself, okay, just through the holidays, just through, the middle of January, I am blocking or unfollowing or muting these people on social media, even if they're people who you don't actually know. Maybe certain accounts you follow that generally you enjoy, but during this time they're not making you feel so great. Just mute them for a bit, and you can decide to pick them back up after the holidays. And don't forget that helping others when we are in a tough time can go a long way in helping us feel good and feel better. So maybe you choose to volunteer somewhere, maybe you choose to donate, maybe you choose to do something that is going to help someone else, and that can go a long way in helping yourself. Also, you never know who you meet in these experiences of trying new things, going new places. Maybe you make new friends. Maybe you meet someone new who you want to date. Maybe you meet people who become some sort of resource or support for you, or you become some sort of resource or support for them. So always keep the options open. You never know. Christmas miracles. So I'd be curious to hear in the comments something that maybe you plan to gift yourself this holiday season, or a tradition that you want to keep going and how you might start to form new memories around that tradition, or a new thing that you want to try, or maybe some sort of volunteer experience that you'd like to start getting engaged in. Let me know. And happy holidays.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click the link to join my email list. See you soon.